What's up guys, aarava here, and welcome back to an episode of my F1 2020 Manager Career Mode here with McLaren for episode number 4 today at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Of course, Portugal is not a track in 2020, but these are the tracks we have in the Manager game here. So we're here after a brilliant third episode. If you haven't seen that, check it out, because that was a mega and surprising result, really, because, spoiler alert, of course, Lando Norris was the one that was actually the better driver for the day, and he scored our first podium of the season, the second overall, if you include the real-life McLaren podium of Brazil in 2019 in real life, since, obviously, those glory days of McLaren were over, essentially, and obviously they haven't been on the podium since 2012, was it? So, it's been a long time, so to get that second podium, technically, of the team since that period, absolutely awesome. Early on, that's obviously kind of what McLaren would love to do next year in real life in 2020, I think, if they could get a podium early on in 2020 and sustain a kind of, development like that, but obviously that's going to be quite difficult in reality, but in the game, maybe a little bit more susceptible. Obviously, the likes of Leclerc and Verstappen and Albon, and even Bottas had absolute stinkers of races there. I think Bottas was in the top 3, then had some sort of issue, and then all race long, Leclerc didn't look fast, like we overtook him very early on, so it was a very weird Grand Prix, but obviously that's the entire point. I've said it many times this season, especially, is going to be trying to build up the car, but also making sure when we can get lucky like that and we have the position to get a podium, or, God forbid, maybe a race win at some point. I don't know. I don't personally think so. I think we'll the best we can probably aim for is podiums, but, if we have those chances, definitely take them. Don't make the mistakes, make the strategy play, and obviously we did that, even at the end of the race, when we're still maybe not going to get the podium, because there could have been a chance we messed the strategy up. We got it absolutely spot on by pitting early for the intermediates, so I was happy with how we came away with that and how we managed that race completely, basically, from the start to finish, really. The only annoying thing was Sainz being off the pace a little bit for a little bit of the race, but he even made a good comeback from P9, to be fair, so can't complain too much. So, had some time now to get used to the team. What's your main worries at the moment? We just need to upgrade the HQ, I think. I'm thinking long-term, that is the correct answer. Need to be upgrading the HQ, because that's the only way we're going to upgrade the car, really. And obviously, we've made already progress on upgrading that. We've got 2 bits of the HQ on the way. Obviously, you don't have a lot of money to play around with, but you guys did suggest that the chairman should be very happy with me, and so I should maybe try and ask for some extra funding for the team. So, if I go and request additional funds, it's only going to be 2.7 million. That's not actually that much. That's going to reduce the chairman happiness by 50%, and it's not really that much. It's a small financial package, so I'm going to leave it, really, and just carry on as we are. We're probably just going to be yo-yoing up and down, out of the red into the green, out of the red into the green, really, by getting 1.7 per race. I've set the budget for next year's car to fat stacks, because I need to save for next year's car, so I'm being harsh on myself for this season in order to get a great car next year, hopefully, as well. But, I don't think we need to worry too much. I think what we're doing right now is pretty decent. So, in terms of the pit crew, are there any new people? No. Really, Fielding's the only guy that's pretty high. So, I'm going to go ahead and reject all these guys. And hopefully no one in our staff room right now is too tired, really. Let's have a gander. 1.2. Swap him out for a 0.2. 2.3. Need to get him out. And we've got a level 18 here. 0.8. That's decent. Who else? I think we're okay, actually. Nothing over 1, so that's decent. I'll leave it at that, actually, then. We'll have a look at the car, then, as that's going to get repaired after the GP. We've got some parts on the mend in terms of we're trying to get the suspension as reliable as possible. And the same thing with... well, actually, no, that one's 93, actually. That's already pretty good, so we're just working on that one. And we're working on the performance parts of some engines and the gearbox and the suspension, because I feel like that's where we need to kind of pick up some pace the most. We now got a political vote coming through now for the removal of Vancouver. Now, I'm going to abstain from this. 4 people are for it, which is interesting. And Toto Wolff is for it, which is interesting because his driver Hamilton favours it. So that's a weird one. In favour of that, I'm just going to abstain because it seems like it might go to removal. It'd be kind of annoying maybe to get 1 less race in the season, but at the same time, it's not actually been a happy hunting ground for me, so I wouldn't mind it. So I'm just going to abstain and just sit this one out. It's going to be 4-1 start off with. 2 abstainees. We're going to see, looks like it's going to be 6-4 therefore rejected. So we will keep Vancouver then. Both myself and Christian Horner of Red Bull abstained there. So there'll be no change there. Vancouver stays put for next season. Right, Zach Brown saying again, I'm extremely concerned about the status of team finances. There's still a long way to go this season. And the coffers... the coffers aren't looking healthy. You need to make the money last. I hope this won't impact your performance in the final few races. I've got it. Don't worry, Zach. I literally just said to you last episode, don't worry about it. What happened when we went into debt? We got our first podium. Calm down. We go on then to the Portuguese Grand Prix. That part we're making is still being made, and so we don't have any new parts to talk about really. So we move forward then. This one might be very difficult for us. High tyre wear. The car technically doesn't have great tyre wear, but so far we've managed it quite well actually. So we'll see about that. But I will take in 6 sets of ultras, 4 sets of supers, and 5 hards. I don't think we'll use super softs too much. I think obviously we'll use hypers in the qualifying, but I think we'll go on plenty of soft tires really if the tyre wear is going to be disastrous for us. In terms of fit parts, we remain the same really, apart from, is that suspension reliable? Nah, 63. Do I go for it? I'll take the risk. I'll take the risk and I'll take the risk and give him that suspension part. Even though it might fail, but we'll see about that. Everything else, though, is all fine and dandy. Right, moving into practice, it is going to be raining at the very start of this, which is interesting, because they said it was a 10% chance of rain, so that 10% is actually slotted in practice, but it'll get dry pretty quickly, so that's no issue, and I think probably it'll remain dry for most of the race weekend, so that shouldn't be a worry for us in terms of knowledge, I don't think. Right, taking practice, the track's not... Okay, it's going to get a little bit damper, so I'll send them out actually quickly on a interset and just do a quick setup check, basically just basically an in-lap actually, or maybe one flying lap, because by the time that rain starts coming down I want to be straight out there onto the dry tyres as they come through. They probably have time for 1 lap, I think, or probably just two in-laps, if you get what I mean. Like, I'm not going to let them finish this lap, I don't think. Oh no, actually I lie, the rain's going to cut. Oh, okay, it's going to start raining even more later. Interesting, so 10% chance of rain and we're falling in that 10%. Okay, fair enough. I mean, our car looked pretty quick in the wet in China at the end of the race, and also at the in practice in China. So hopefully, maybe we're going to look good in the wet here at Tondela. But the rain will stop now. I'm going to bring them in on this lap. We'll get level 1 on race trim and inters. So decent amount of knowledge actually gained there. Setup wise, oh my lord, very bad. I don't know why did I load this setup in? I think this happened last time in the Ferrari career mode as well. That this setup is from some really old career mode, I think, that I did on this game. And it's just not suitable anymore. Right, so let's go for something like midway, I think. Something like that, maybe. Handling was actually okay, though. Speed balance, let's go towards top end speed. There's a lot of straights here at this circuit. And I'll go towards... I'll just keep it at that, really. Right, now what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for 4 laps, race trim. I will go for the... I will go for... What do I go for? How long will these go? 10 to 12, 11 to 13. These go so much longer. We're going to need this knowledge in the race. So I'm going to have to sacrifice qualifying knowledge, maybe, for the soft tire knowledge. For the race, because if it doesn't rain in the race, we're going to need soft tires indefinitely. Same thing with Norris. Let's bring this down to a sensible region, really. Don't know why this is so high. And then we'll go long on the gearbox. And then the handling will stay where we are. We're going to get level 3 in the race trim just about. Come on, let's tick over. Oh, it's literally 1 pixel. That's such a piss take. That's such a piss take. That's such a piss take. Right, setup's good with Sainz, or kind of better. It's now going to rain to the end of it. So we've got... we got level... 1. Oh, do I eke it out for level 2? Do I eke it out? I think we should. Right, I'm going to go for quali trim, inters, and probably just keep this. So I think that 94 is pretty decent. So I'm going to send Sainz out like that. Norris, I'm going to sacrifice a little here. Going to send him out on the same set of soft tires. And the same, well, 93. We can maybe tweak that a little bit. Maybe get that towards understeer, maybe. That might be the difference that he needs. Towards there, something like that, and then bring this back. But I'm going to sacrifice him a little bit here and just send him out on softs and the race trim just to tick this over. We need this for the race here. So level 3 on the race trim. And is it going to... Oh, hardly any progress there on the soft tire. Come on, keep going, keep going. I know it's wet, but we need to eke out level 2 if we can. It's not going to happen, is it? Nah, it's not going to happen. Right, bring him in. Not going to happen. So, if we went out like a lap earlier, maybe, when it was still kind of semi-damp, we could have got level 2, but no, alas, we don't. So, send them out on quali trim, 3 laps, onto a set of inters, and basically just finish off the inter knowledge, and get the qualifying knowledge done. Right, we go through the qualifying then. In terms of knowledge, we have, well, not too much really to work around with. We've got qualifying trim, soft tire knowledge, so that's useless. It might rain, it might not. I doubt it, really. So I'm just going to go for, well, I don't know. Actually, literally just may as well go for that. Light foot is not going to help us. We don't need tyre wear knowledge, so we'll just go in for that and kind of pray that there's some rain, because that might help us out quite a fair bit. But we go into this with 1 excellent and 2 greats on the setup for both cars, so that's decent enough, I think. So here we go then. I'll send them out on a set of supers. Just don't waste ultras, even though technically we could waste some ultras, because I don't think we'll be using a lot of them in the race either way, because we don't have knowledge, nor will they last really a lot of the time for the strategy there. But may as well use super softs at least once this race weekend. Right, send them both out again for a second lap in Q1 here. Norris is P14. Sainz again is a little bit slower than Norris at the moment here, P17. So a little bit close to the drop zone there, by about 2/10. So just want to send them out again to hopefully improve. They should improve. Track grip's gone up since they went out on that first lap there. So hopefully both of them can improve a little bit. It's white first sector for Norris. Green, though, for Sainz. So that's what we need. We need 2 greens, 3 greens, please. We go through. It's a much better improvement by Carlos Sainz. P11 then. That's more like it from Sainz. P11, Norris, P15. Doesn't improve his lap time, but that's much more like it there for Sainz. I was very surprised if, again, Norris would be the faster man here as we start the race weekend. But through into Q2 then, all fine. We're about 4/10 away from the cutoff period, so that's all fine. No real stress there. I mean, now we're down to P17 there, but the time is still 4:10. So, we're down to P18 then, but surely not. No one's going to improve. So, even though we're last place, literally the last position you could be in the cutoff, 4/10 there, not worried about it. And now we can go on to the ultras for the next session. Right, no rain in sight in Q2. Track grip's going to go up a little bit as we go on through, so just going to wait a minute. Going to keep an eye on the forecast, though, just in case it rains right at the death and I'm going to get caught out here, but hopefully not. But we should be able to get through into Q3, hopefully on 1 run, I would hope. Track grip's getting pretty high now, so I'm going to send them out now just to leave them the opportunity to send to do a second lap if they need to. But hopefully not. Right, Sainz comes through. 2 greens here. Let's have a look. What's it going to be? Up into P8. That's pretty solid. Splits the 2 Renaults there. So it looks like we've got some decent pace once again compared to our midfield rivals. Norris up into P10. A little bit off the way there. Well, quite a way off, actually. 5/10 to find. Hopefully others don't find that time. You've got the likes of Perez that could maybe find that time. I doubt Gasly would, or Kvyat. Maybe Magnussen might find time, but that's only 2 positions. So hopefully we're safe into the top 10 shootout here. Both Alphas improving. 2 greens. Hopefully not going to be enough to get into the top 10. No, it's not. Giovinazzi finishes. There we go. Check flag falls. We're all good. Time for 2 laps. Hopefully to see us once again try and split the Renaults or try and get that elusive best of rest P7 slot. Right, he's going to send them out straight away. Track grip's very high now here at Tondela, so just no need to even waste any time. Try and get them out as first. Yeah, we are. We're the first cars out, so decent amount of clean air there for Sainz. Maybe Norris will be right on his tail, so that might be a little bit unfortunate, but didn't want to waste too much time there. Could have maybe waited a few seconds, but we'll just go in tandem like this. You never know. Norris could be still quicker. Let's see. As they go through here, who's going to set the best time? Obviously, we can't really tell until they cross the line, because unlike with Ferrari, we can't tell by purples, because we're never going to get purples. So here we go then. What's Sainz going to do? What will Lando Norris do? Cross the line, and Norris will go... Ooh, look at that. They're literally one... What's that? Not in thousandth, like 0.001 difference. That's great. That's not even... That's more than 1,000th difference. That's mad. I can't find the word for it. But I will say, look at that. Ricciardo's P6, Ocon P7, Stroll P8. How have they just turned up some random mega pace in this top 10 shootout? So right now we're on the back foot here. We're down to P10 and 11. Even, who else has gone faster than us? Oh, there's still someone in the top 6 yet to do their time. So that's a little bit disappointing, actually. I was happy with those 2 being so closely matched, but we have got about... Well, Ricciardo's at a mad time. What on earth is that? We've got 7/10 to find Ricciardo. That's unbelievable. I don't think we can do that. Okay. Right. Gonna wait till the end of the session, but that's puzzling. What on earth is Ricciardo? He's He's 6/10 faster than his own teammate as well. So what on earth did he do on his lap? Did he cut the corner massively? Like, or did they finally like put in like an actual turbo into the engine this entire time they didn't have a turbo in their car? I don't know what's going on there, but okay, a little bit sus. But we'll go on then for a second lap. Let's see how you guys fare then. Sainz will be first up. Let's see how he does. He starts a lap. Lando starts a lap. Please, green first sector. Good. Green second sector, good. 8/10 off. That would be decent. That would be decent. That's still slower than Ricciardo, though, unfortunately. And Lando's going slower than Sainz is across the line. And it's an improvement, but it's not enough to improve us anywhere up the order. And so in the end, we do finish in P10 and P11. I'm left baffled. It's a crash down back to reality for us here at this episode. After a podium in the last race, might even struggle to fight Renault for the best of the rest. They look decent around here. Maybe our car just doesn't suit it, of course, because obviously maybe each track has its favourable part of the car. So maybe this just I didn't look at the calendar, to be fair. So maybe this is just a track where it just won't suit our car really. So fair enough. Obviously, McLaren have had a race like that in real life in 2019 at least. So it can happen. It can happen. So just got to try and make the most of it. Then these are the races where you realise this is a midfield car and we've got a tough fight. You know, last race, bit of good luck. Car performs well. Podium runners. This race, back down to reality, harsh. It's going to have to be some nitty-gritty racing and strategy to get anything decent out of this race, I think. Right, so race time. We don't know if there's going to be any rain or not, but in terms of the knowledge we have, I don't actually have much knowledge. We have a level 1 on soft tire. I may as well take that in because we're going to use the softs for a while. I don't think it's going to rain. I think that was only a practice thing. So, in terms of this strategy then, these tires will go 6 laps only. So, I'm going to say let's push them and just go on lap 5 or lap 4. Go very early. Go on to soft tires, get in some clean air, and try and do the best job we can. Obviously, I think if we can try and aim to race Ocon, I don't know about Ricciardo if he carries for that pace into the race. If he does, that's a worry. But let's just try and get Ocon and Stroll then in this race. Those are the guys we're going to be racing for sure this race, I believe. I don't think we're going to have anything near to what we had at China. So let's go push overtake mode and let's just get into this then. Classic midfield race, I think this will be for us today as we go to 5 red lights. Suit the Portuguese Grand Prix from P10 and 11 on the grid. 5 red lights are out and we're underway. It's a cracking start for Carlos Sainz there into turn 1. Gets Norris and the Renault of Ocon there. Slow start by Ocon. It's not been too bad of a start for Ricciardo there, but he's right ahead of us actually. And now Norris getting through the fray. And here we go around the outside of Ricciardo actually. So it's he's a bit slow into sector 1 and into sector 2. And he gets it around the outside up into P7 then. And Norris also with the overtake into P8. Lance Stroll's had a cracking start. He's in P6 in the racing point there. So fair play. It's a 1-2 for Ferrari. And Hamilton chases on. And Sainz now having a pop at Lance Stroll. Trying to get that into that P6 slot. Norris also having a little bit of a sniff at Sainz's rear ends. But in the end trying to defend mostly from Ricciardo. You can see there behind him. And Verstappen is down to P10 in the Red Bull. He's side by side with Ocon. He's just overtaken him and Ricciardo, actually, to be fair, in one foul swoop. So he's coming back into this race a little bit there. We've got Lance Stroll, as I missed that, actually, as I was too focused on the Red Bull. Sainz has got Stroll. He's into P6 now. So that's a cracking lap 1 for us. P6, P8. Hopefully Norris can now nip down the inside. Let's focus on him a little bit here. Try and nip down the inside, hopefully, of the Canadian maybe. Come on. No, doesn't quite get it in that corner. Into the lap number 3. Could he get it possibly? Mistake from Carlos Sainz, unfortunately. As we go through the back straight, just can't quite get the speed it looks like there for Lando Norris. Let's go to neutral now for both these drivers and try and calm this down. Also the same for the fuel. Let's go high and high. And just calm it down a little bit there. But right now, Sainz pulling away from Lance Stroll and a bit of no man's land for him in P6. Norris, P9. He's just been overtaken by Ricciardo there. So Norris has lost some pace there. And Ocon is now in the pit lane for a pit stop. We're going to probably come in on this lap for Lando Norris. Yeah, let's come in on this lap. Let's push hard, attack back, and come in on this lap. We'll conserve with Sainz. Come in. Right, set of soft tyres. Let's go. Fast pit stop, and I'll go on low fuel for actually the rest of this in-lap here because we're going to need it to save fuel. And meanwhile, with Sainz, let's go full out attack and come in on this next one on lap number 5. Set of soft tyres, fast pit stop, good. Right, Lando, where are you? No mistake on the pit stop, good stuff. No mistake, and we come out just behind Lance Stroll in P21. Actually, no, that's a lie. We actually come out behind Hulkenberg in the Manor car. So a bit of traffic, unfortunately, for us there, which will be quite annoying. We're going to have to go neutral medium, though, because I need to now save fuel and save tyre wear at this stage as we go long on the set of the soft tyres. Meanwhile, Sainz is still in P6. He's coming in now, so all's good in his world here. Mega perfect start for him, really. Overtook his teammate, got all the rivals he could do, possibly. Although, has Verstappen just jumped us there? No, that's Albon, sorry. No, we actually closed up on Albon there in the pit stop there. That's pretty good. Right, at this stage of the GP then, lap number 8, is there still a few people left to pit with Vettel and Ricciardo now only coming in now. Ricciardo's really worn out his tyres, so surely that's wrecked him. Where is he going to come out? Ricciardo comes out the pit lane behind... comes out behind Stroll. Comes out ahead of us, though, still, somehow, even though he wrecked his tyres. I was about to say, at this stage, we're saving fuel with both drivers. It's going to slow down Norris, going to slow down Sainz, but we need to save the fuel right now to last us and to get us some fuel to play around with later on in the race. I can already see now, just because where Norris is, he's been overtaken by both Renaults, and because he's in traffic, this is going to be a much tougher race now for Norris than it is for Sainz, because Sainz is in clean air. Well, not absolute clean air, but he's in clean air compared to the midfield runners, so he can just do his race, whereas Norris has to overtake cars here and get some fights, and that's going to wreck his tyres, and he already is not that great on tyre wear compared to Sainz. So after a good qualifying to out-qualify Sainz, this might be a tough one for Lando, I can't lie. Right, lap 14, sit rep then. Lando Norris still trailing the Renaults. He's P13 now, so he jumped up a few positions as some have made pit stops. Ocon's wrecked his tyres compared to Lando, though, so that's pretty good. So we just need to keep this going like this, sustained pace, conserving the tyres, though, and we should be able to get Ocon. Ricciardo, though, is really kind of blown away there ahead of Perez and Magnussen. And he's actually looking to chase after Verstappen, which is interesting. Verstappen's still behind Sainz, which is mega. So once again, Sainz finds himself ahead of Max Verstappen in a Grand Prix. Last time at China, though, eventually the tyre wear kicked in. And Verstappen's pace kicked in, and he got Sainz, I think, if I remember correctly. So let's see, round number 2 of the 2 old Toro Rosso teammates. And ahead of us, we've got an other old Toro Rosso teammate of Toro Rosso driver of Albon in the Red Bull in P6 at the moment, doing a pretty decent job, I would say, compared to Verstappen at least. That Red Bull, though, seems to be lacking some pace in the race, because they look pretty good in quali, but lacking it in the race for sure. And the Ferrari guys look pretty damn quick there, as it's a 1-2 for Ferrari this entire race, I believe. Right, Verstappen's very close to us now. He's probably going to overtake us soon. We're actually down to P7 as Raikkonen has overtaken us in P6. I don't know where he's come from. He's on a fresher set of softs, so I think he started on soft tyres, so he's doing an alternative strategy to us, so I'm not too worried, but he has come out of nowhere, which is kind of weird. But Verstappen's right on a tail. I think I give it 2-3 laps, he'll probably overtake us. Norris is in P12, because Ocon's now actually pit. So we're in P12 now just because of him pitting. We didn't actually make an overtake on track. But I want to say we should start pushing with him just to try and close up to Magnussen. I have a feeling we're going to have to do a 3-stop with Norris. We might just pull off a 2-stop with the Sainz, but I think it's going to have to be a 3-stop with Norris. Just as it looks, 28% worn, probably screams at a 3-stop. So let's go high fuel, and now I'm going to start pushing. And meanwhile, whilst I was talking about all of that, Verstappen has overtaken Norris. Verstappen has overtaken Sainz, I should say. And now Ricciardo is on our heels, which is very annoying to see. Obviously, he's got fresher tyres because he went so much longer on the Ultras, so that's coming back to pay him dividends right now at the end of this stint. But we're just going to keep on going, try and keep him at bay, hopefully. Right, Norris, I'm going to tell him to come in now. He's closed up a little bit. We've got 17 laps left. 18 laps these will go, apparently. So maybe Norris could still just about pull off the 2-stop. Let's see. Let's see. Going to bring him in now. He's burnt a lot of fuel there on that in-lap. We're still ahead of Ricciardo, but I've had to burn a decent amount of fuel on the overtake mode to keep him ahead now. And now I think it's the time to start pushing with Sainz. Going to go on medium and new. Well, actually go conserve actually on Norris and make sure we can stretch this, because I think maybe some of the AI might not do the 2-stop. They might do the 3-stop. But with Sainz, we gain 7/10 there. I say we go one more lap, try and eke this out one more lap, because Ricciardo's going to do that. So let's do that as well and cover him off. All right, that was a good cover off. We've not gained too much time, but we've covered off Ricciardo because he'll pit in this lap as well, and we shall do the same. 15 laps to go. He might go on supers, I have a hunch, but we're going to go softs, and that's be a comfortable way to the end of the Grand Prix. We called that late, but just did it in time. All good. Norris is in P13 at the moment. Right, Sainz is in. Good pit stop for him. And Ricciardo, what's he going to go on? He goes on a set of softs. Okay, my bad. He goes on a set of softs. Fair play. Right, so we can cover that off. I think we should have him pocketed pretty comfortably. Norris, where is he? He's still ahead of Ocon. We've jumped Stroll here. That's good as well. That's awesome. Let's go neutral here and go high. And let's chase after Magnussen a little bit if we can. Right, Norris is in P12. He just had to, I think, fight... I think he had to fight Ocon there because there was a message that said he overtook someone. So he's back into P12. Ricciardo's in between us two now. So we've got a Renault sandwich going on with Ricciardo in the middle. We're chasing after Magnussen with Sainz. He's going to pit in surely very soon on this lap, actually. Verstappen's on Ultras. He's surely going to pit again in this race. So I think we have a high chance maybe of getting Verstappen back in this Grand Prix. I don't know what Raikkonen's doing, though. He's in a very lofty P6 and is actually looking very okay. So Raikkonen's done a madness there. We're back to P8 then. That's good. So one more position on Verstappen I think we can get. Don't know about Raikkonen because he looks quite far ahead. He looks pretty okay, so we'll see about that. Norris is in P11 now. He's ahead of Magnussen. Magnussen, though, is on super soft tyres, so Magnussen could be pretty quick and might catch us. We've come out behind Perez on Ultras. He should be able to go to the end, I would think, as well. So I think P10 is the best we can hope for if Perez's tyres slip up. Or Raikkonen has a mare. I don't know, but... unfortunately, it's been a tough race for Lando Norris. For Sainz to be in a pretty decent one, the only annoying thing is that Verstappen did get us, but I think we could get him back. I'm confident. Right, indeed, Verstappen did have to pit again, but we've got 7 laps left, and he's come out right behind us. So we've got him, but for how much longer? And then look at this. Raikkonen has done a madness in P6. He's now on Ultras, still ahead of us. I don't know how he's done that. I have to look at the strategy table afterwards as Sainz keeps Verstappen at bay. I have to look at the strategy and see what he did. I mean, he must have started on softs and gone 2 softs and a set of Ultras, but starting on the softs was like a major play because all of us lost so much time on those worn Ultras at the start of the race. So fair play, but that's a bit of a madness. Meanwhile, Norris, as his tyres now are at 47%, he's going to have to conserve majorly at the end of this race and probably will be overtaken by Magnussen, which is very annoying. Right, the right is screwed. What's wrong with the suspension? Ooh, do we have issues? Okay, no, okay, he's complaining a bit. Oh, no, actually, sorry, I looked at the wrong box. Okay, that new suspension, that improved suspension, might just fail a little bit in this race. We've been overtaken by Verstappen, so that's already done and dusted. Now we just need to keep ahead of Ricciardo, who's just down the road, actually, so... okay, let's worry a little bit more now. Okay, we've got issues now. Sainz's his suspension has now gone to full red, so that could snap off at any time. So that's a little bit worrying, very worrying. We've got 3 laps to go, though, in this Grand Prix, so he just needs to keep it through. Norris has got worn tyres, but also the heating's not great, so that's a bit of an issue that I'm having to manage. Hopefully the temps can go up a little bit, because right now they are getting quite cold. What was plan A again, mate? This is plan A. Just keep going to the end, mate. Just keep going to the end. Sainz, we can push some fuel just to keep ahead of Ricciardo by 4 seconds, but Verstappen's literally just gone off in the distance by about 12 seconds there. He's probably chasing after Raikkonen. Hamilton's made a late pit stop. He was leading. He's made a late pit stop now, and so Vettel inherits the lead with 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix, so they might have just handed the win to Ferrari, but we keep going now. Come on. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Norris, what are you saying? P11. I mean, it's not for points, so it doesn't matter if Norris gets overtaken. He's not going to get points today, but I just want to see him get to the end, really. But he's now on low fuel as well. Right, final lap then for our leaders. Sainz continues on. May as well go full attack now. Hopefully the suspension just doesn't give way whilst he attacks. Right, so Vettel wins the Grand Prix. Hamilton second, Leclerc third. Verstappen in the end did get P6. He did get Raikkonen on the line there, to be fair. Just on line it looks like, so fair play. But Carlos Sainz comes home in P8. It's been a very difficult Grand Prix for us. We've had to really push hard to even get that P8. And alas, it's no points there for Lando Norris. P11 just outside the top 10. Really unfortunate for him. He only went back 2 positions from his qualifying slot, though. So in reality, it's not that harsh, but... no points is upsetting for him, probably, after getting a podium last race. But Sainz did a mega job to get to P8. It's the best we could have hoped for. Our car just wasn't really suited to this circuit. And I still want to question how on earth Raikkonen did that in P7. That's a mega drive for him. Kudos. So in terms of Constructors' title, what that does for us then, we're 55 points. Racing Point had a pretty okay one, I guess. Alpha did, P12. They got a lot of points. 12 points, I should say. Sainz moved down to P6. Which is not surprising, but kind of good. We're still ahead of Alexander Albon, actually, somehow. So that's very good for us. So I think, like real life, Sainz, I think our goal with individually with Sainz, we're trying to get him that P6, like in real life. And Norris, if he picks up the pace and had more consistency, he could be in that fight as well, to be fair. Red Bull had another strong race, kind of back to reality for them. So 70 points of R55, so... yeah, I don't know. We'll see about the next race if we can try and maybe get back on Red Bull's heels. But I think this one was more kind of like showing that, yeah, we still have a long way to go, really, to be fighting for regular podiums there. But I think I still enjoy that race, actually. We made the most of it there. I enjoyed coming back with Sainz there from where he was, being out-qualified by Lando to get P8 then. 2.1 in the bank then. And look at that, Zach Brown. We're now 2 million in the green. You need to stop worrying, mate. You need to stop worrying about the finances. We're all good. We're all good, mate. But guys, if you did enjoy that episode, then be sure to hit that like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you're around here to subscribe for weekly full-on content, I've been aarava. I'm just Next time, goodbye.